Hey everybody, Seth Campbell here again with the new Segue Says podcast. This week we're going to feature two classic songs of different styles. One very hard rock, one sort of a folk rock blues mix. The first is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, and the second is The Letter, which is originally by the Box Tops. And I'll get back into that in a minute. I actually wasn't sure which segue I was going to do this week because I've got a bunch, but a lot of them involve the same artists as each other, and I'm trying to space it out so I don't do the same artist too many weeks in a row, so I had a few up in the air. And then I read that Jimi Jamison, the lead singer of Survivor, passed away. And so that got me thinking about Eye of the Tiger, which of course is the only Survivor song I know at this point in time. So there's that one, and The Letter, of course, I'm sure you've heard somebody's version of it sooner or later because it's been done so many times by so many different people in so many different styles. The Box Tops were the first to record it. Joe Cocker had a hit with it. Leon Russell had a hit with it. Mark Cohn recently did a rewrite version on his Listening Booth 1970 record. And in the interest of full disclosure, I'm not entirely sure if the version I'm playing has ever gained any... The style I'm playing it in has gained any notoriety because the version I'm playing it is based on how it's played by a group of guys my dad plays music with sometimes called the Pleasant Valley Social Club. A bunch of guys from my hometown who get together and play music a bunch. And I've done some shows, and this is the way they play it. And so it's the way I learned it. In any case, these two songs are going to be in the same key, at the same tempo. And Eye of the Tiger I've had to bring down a few keys. It's originally in C minor, but I can't hit those high notes with any degree of certainty. So, you know. Eye of the tiger, it's the cream of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. It's hard to sound tough and fierce singing that all in head voice. Watching us all with the eye of the tiger. So I brought it down to A minor. But other than that, there's no real change. It's the same song. Rising up, straight to the top. And the gods got the glory. When the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the cream of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger. So it's the same thing, just down a couple of keys to suit my voice. And The Letter, just going to do a verse of it, so because I'm sure you know it. This is the style going in. Get me a ticket for an airplane. I ain't got time to take no fast train. These long, lonely days are gone, I'm going home. Baby done wrote me a letter. I don't care how much money I got to spend. Gotta get back to my baby again. These long, lonely days are gone, I'm going home. Baby done wrote me a letter. Well, she wrote me a letter saying she couldn't live without me no more. Mister, can't you see I gotta get back to my baby once more. Anyway, so as you can see, this version has a sort of rockabilly, bluegrass-y feel. You know, driving forward, fast pace. But there are versions. Let's see. Long lonely days are gone, I'm going home. Baby don't, my baby wrote me a letter. Long, lonely days are gone, I'm coming home. My baby wrote me a letter. You know, there's all sorts of different ways to play this. But the first version is the one I'm going to do, and I'm sure you can hear why, because it's at the same tempo and the same key as Eye of the Tiger. So the difference between these is where the emphasized beats are. And so that's what has to be manipulated to make the segue work. With Eye of the Tiger, it's very much, you know, da 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 da. So it's on the downbeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. As if anybody cares, you'll notice I'm doing the Spider Fingers Bruce Hornsby hand trick there. That's how you play the same note a lot fast. That's beside the point. I just wanted to show off. But the emphasis on the downbeats, you know. Why do I keep singing the last verse? I keep meaning to sing the first verse, and I'm always singing the last verse. I don't know what that is. In any case, whereas the letter, it's the offbeats. 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and. So what you have to do is kind of make it ambiguous for a little bit. And the way you can do that is you jam it out at the end of Eye of the Tiger. It helps, if you're feeling ambitious, to take a solo of some kind or improvise a little bit. Because that takes the pressure off the emphasis on the beats that the right hand is doing. So, Eye of the Tiger. And it helps to emphasize it coming off that F, the F chord there. You know, because if you hold on the F, then you're temporarily not emphasizing the beats. You know, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of the 4-bar extension pause thing, 4-beat extension thing that I often do, except it's a chord that's already built in the song. You can just start doing this with the right hand. Start singing. Me a ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time to take no fast train. No lonely days are gone, I'm going home. Baby done wrote me a letter. I don't care how much money I got to spend. Gotta get back to my baby again. Long lonely days are gone, I'm going home. Baby done wrote me a letter. Etc. Now, you can go back and Eye of the Tiger. Personally, I don't tend to. I really have to be feeling like it in the moment, I guess, because this is another one, and we've talked about this a lot in recent weeks, is when you're changing the mood, even though the songs kind of feel similar, it's difficult to go back to the previous mood. Eye of the Tiger, you know, it's essentially an anthem. You know, it's a sort of a call to arms, story of battle and survival and toughness. Whereas a letter is an excited, happy love song. So, you know, if you go to one or the other, you don't usually go back so quickly. So, but you can, you know, and this is the way the Pleasant Valley Social Club guys I was talking about like to end the letter, and I'm sure many versions out there do as well. Long gone the days ago, I'm going home. Baby done wrote me a letter. Baby done wrote me a letter. Baby done wrote me a letter. And you're again holding on an F This time it's an F7. That's how you'd get back into the riff of Eye of the Tiger, and you could then do another chorus or an instrumental time through, or just end it on this. There's really a number of ways you could do it. Or, of course, you could just end the letter as normal. Done roll me a letter. You know, just be back on this A minor groove. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the cream of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And you'll notice I kind of kept the offbeat emphasis from the letter when I did that, because that makes it smoother if you're going to do it that way. But in general, I like to just do Eye of the Tiger into the letter and then finish with the letter. So that's how that one goes. As I mentioned at the beginning, this particular episode is dedicated to the memory of Jimi Jamison, a guy with one hell of a vocal range, something I can only hope that someday I'll figure out how to do. But in any case, that wraps up this week's episode of Segue Says. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I will see you next week.